Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could reshape the NFC East landscape in ways we haven't seen in years. There's a swirling rumor that's got everyone talking in NFL circles, and it involves none other than Saquon Barkley potentially making a surprising move from the Philadelphia Eagles to the Washington Commanders. Yeah, you heard that right. This isn't just some idle speculation. It's coming from sources close to the league, and the implications are huge. If this deal goes down, it might be one of the most impactful trades in recent Commanders' history, and it could change the entire trajectory of their franchise. Let's set the scene. The Eagles, sitting pretty at an 8-4 record, are looking at their roster and cap space, which currently sits around $12 million. They're a team with a solid core and a good shot at making a deep playoff run, but they're also aware of their roster's limitations, especially in the backfield. The Eagles are known for their strong offensive line, but even they have to consider rebuilding or at least upgrading certain areas. Their primary concern is cap flexibility, especially with extensions looming for young stars like Jalen Hurts. Right now, their depth at running back is a bit thin, and that's where Barkley could come into play. Reports suggest that the Eagles are open to parting ways with Barkley in exchange for a first-round pick and a promising defensive prospect. It's a bold move, but one that makes sense if they're aiming for a quick rebuild and cap management for future seasons. For the Commanders, this could be a game-changer. Right now, their backfield has been a bit sparse, with McNichols getting limited touches and not quite living up to expectations. Adding Barkley, a player at 28 still in his prime, could inject new life into the offense. Barkley isn't just a running back. He's a dual-threat weapon, someone who can carry the ball effectively but also catch passes out of the backfield. His style evokes a bit of Walter Payton's versatility, tough, elusive, and always a threat to break a big play. And let's face it, the Commanders need that kind of spark on offense, especially if they want to improve their current points per game, which hovers around 21.8. Looking at Barkley's recent stats, his numbers are still impressive. In 2025, he's been averaging 61.7 rushing yards per game on about 19. 8 carries with a YPC of 3.7. That might not jump off the page at first glance, but what you see behind those numbers is a player who is still explosive and capable of taking over games. His career totals are nothing short of remarkable. Over 500 rushing yards and more than 50 touchdowns since 2018, with a career YPC of 4.5. When you compare him to other top backs, Barkley's consistency and ability to produce in clutch moments stand out. Plus, he's shown durability with 0 major injuries in recent years, which is a big plus for any team looking to add a reliable piece to their puzzle. Now, why would the Eagles do this? Well, despite their record and the solid offensive line allowing just 2 sacks per game, they're still focusing on a pass-heavy attack. Their offense has been averaging around 270 points for the season, but they're prioritizing the development of their passing game and extending their window for a championship run. Moving Barkley could free up cap space and give them the flexibility to bolster their secondary or pass rush in the draft or free agency. It's a strategic move, get a first-round pick, which could be used on a top prospect, and bring in a defensive player to strengthen their front seven. But let's shift gears to the Commanders, who are currently sitting at a disappointing 3.9. Their backfield has been a real issue, with McNichols struggling to find consistent production. The addition of Barkley would not only boost their rushing attack, but also support quarterback Sam Howell, especially with his recent struggles and the injured status of Taylor Heinicke's elbow. Barkley's ability to adapt to schemes and support different offensive strategies could lead to an immediate bump in their points per game, pushing them from 21.8 to around 26. If Barkley joins, he could project for around 200 yards annually, providing a much-needed offensive spark and helping the team stay competitive in games they might otherwise lose. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Barkley's presence on the field would allow the Commanders to open up more lanes for their running game, increasing yards per carry by roughly 1-2 yards. That's a significant upgrade for an offense that's been relying heavily on passing, but needs a balanced attack to succeed. Imagine the impact on a team that's already showed flashes of potential, but just needs that extra gear. His addition could be the difference between missing the playoffs and sneaking in as a wild card, especially if they can leverage his versatility in different offensive packages. Let's talk about the bigger picture here. If this trade happens, it could mark a turning point for the Commanders. Bringing in a player of Barkley's caliber signals that the team is serious about rebuilding around a strong, versatile core. It aligns with their recent efforts to develop young talent and build a more balanced, explosive offense. The move could also send a message to the division. The Commanders are no longer just a team trying to stay afloat. They're positioning themselves as serious contenders, ready to challenge the Eagles and Cowboys for NFC East supremacy. From a statistical perspective, the impact of Barkley on the division would be notable. His addition would likely increase the Commanders' win probability in close games, thanks to his ability to control the clock and sustain drives. His presence alone could elevate their projected wins from around 8 to potentially 16 or more, especially if combined with smart roster moves. And let's not forget, in 2023, the Eagles have been boosting their ground game by over 150 yards per game with the addition of their own key players. And if Washington manages to add Barkley, they could start matching or even surpassing that level of ground dominance. Now, looking at the NFL's betting odds, the Super Bowl odds for the Commanders could see a significant shift. Currently, they're at plus 10-0, pretty long shots. But if Barkley joins, many analysts believe that number could drop to around plus 5-0. That's a massive jump, and it reflects how much of a difference a player like Barkley could make, especially in a playoff push. His impact on the team's EPA, expected points added per rush, would be substantial, boosting the offense and making them far more unpredictable for defenses. All of this points to a very strategic pivot, a move that could accelerate the rebuild process for Washington. The Commanders have been searching for that offensive spark, and Barkley might be the key. His versatility supports not just the running game, but also offers relief for Howell and other young playmakers. The potential for increased wins, playoff appearances, and even a deep run in the postseason makes this rumor worth watching, especially as we head toward the NFL trade deadline and the offseason. Now, to wrap it up, this isn't just about one player or one team. It's about a division that's always been fiercely competitive. The Eagles, Cowboys, and now potentially the Commanders are all looking to position themselves for a Super Bowl run, and moves like this could decide who comes out on top. The NFC East has a rich history of rivalries, and if Barkley makes his way to Washington, it's going to add a whole new layer of excitement, tension, and unpredictability. Fans, this is what we live for: the thrill of the game, the strategic chess match, and the chance to see our team rise to new heights. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So what do you think, Commanders fans? Could Barkley be the missing piece that pushes this team into serious playoff contention? Would the Eagles really consider giving him up in exchange for a first-round pick and a promising defensive prospect? And how do you see this move impacting the NFC East rivalry moving forward? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below because, honestly, this could be one of the most exciting storylines of the offseason. The potential is enormous, and as always, I'll be here to keep you updated on every twist and turn. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep dreaming big. A Super Bowl for the Commanders might just be around the corner if these rumors turn into reality. Thanks for sticking with me, and I'll catch you in the next update.